What's going on, everybody? This is Lord PeteyTV, and as always, here is our heroic Manaforge Omega fight for Loom'ithar. Heroic, our community kill. So as always, I'm going to show you what we did here. What we did here is we ended up making sure our tanks were targeting those external, like, little spheres, so that the frontal hit that. Once we did, we made sure we swapped, we DPS that one down, and then we proceeded to swap back onto the boss. If you got targeted with a pull-in, we told you to try to group up as close as you possibly could to that exit point and end up trying to limit the amount of fuzz you put on the ground, or web, whatever you want to call it, throughout the whole entire process. While we did that, we kind of made sure we kept our communications open on what we were trying to break from the tanks and so on and so forth. So a new group of webs came out. My personal opinion, this first part of the boss was the hardest part to kind of get organized, because it's a lot of tank swapping and bursting. So once we kind of understood that portion of it, we kind of ended up not having really big issues with it. So shield was removed, we ended up DPSing it down, and we ended up going to the next portion. The pull-in, it really is annoying and hard, but at the same time, it did what it had to do. We all tried to break those webs there on the outside, and we continued to go forward. Full energy, as always, run out. We ended up DPSing. We all tried to stay pretty close together, and then we ended up finishing that up, getting back inside, and doing that again. So the first phase is not too bad. It's all pretty much back and forth of dealing with this same process, and we got really good at it towards the end. So it made me feel really confident that we weren't going to have much problems with this boss overall. So that is one thing. The second thing I'm going to say is thank you all for coming in and supporting the channel, watching these videos, watching what's going on. I can't tell you how much I appreciate and love it. Please make sure you are subscribing to the channel, joining to support the channel. We're going to have some really cool member-only features that are just going to be coming up. We got a lot of really cool things in the pipeline happening. And as always, I love and appreciate and adore you all for coming and checking us out. Every single Monday through Friday, I am on YouTube and on Twitch if you're looking to see what we're doing and how things are going. And we're ending up doing that too. So it's pretty cool, and I want you to be there to check us out. So as you can see here, we're continuing to DPS going through that tangle, and we're going to have to deal with another full energy right here. And then we're going to end up, we're almost at full energy. Now we're going to be at full energy, so we end up running out. Everybody kind of runs out together, and we're just trying to DPS the boss as hard as we can. Excuse me. So now what we end up trying to make sure we're watching is we're trying to watch its HP also. As you can see, probably 50% of the room right now is full of the webbing. So we kind of took note to that for the next time we're going to end up doing it next week, so that we end up don't having really a big issue for the webs. And you'll see why later. So as you can see here, we all jump out. I got stunned like an idiot. And as usual, I was nice enough to get a couple of pain suppressions and things like that to get through it. And we ended up DPSing accordingly. So we're ending up doing that. We're pushing through. We got another set of webs. And we end up trying to work on that. And we end up getting ready for that frontal. And we're so close right now to pushing into getting the second phase. But I didn't know if we go into the second phase and we don't kill these tangles, if they're going to disappear or not. So we made sure we destroyed the tangle. And then we just continue to DPS. So that's 50%. And we ended up getting in position, getting ready for everything. And as you can see, the tangles are still there. So I don't know. That's something that we have to check in the future. So right now, we're going to be getting pushed into phase 2. As you can see, things are going to happen. What we did is we organized our groups, group 1 and group 2, whatever you want to say. We ended up doing that. We would always point the boss to the outside of the circle to minimize any back hitting or anything like that. Also, the pushback is easier to deal with. So that was the group 2 soak right now that's going to be coming out. If you were part of the group 2 soak, you got into the group 2 soak, you dealt with it, the next tank taunted it, you got the pushback happen, and we ended up moving accordingly. Now, we just continue to do that over and over again. Here's group 2 soak. As you can see here, they get in that pretty perfectly, ending up dealing with that. And we ending up getting to the side, watching the pushback. We're going to res our other DPS. And we're going to end up continuing around the circle as is. So this is another group soak. Not many people got into that one. That's why we took a lot of hit there. That's why I took a lot of damage and died in a bush. So as you can see here, we got another soak happening. We're going to end up, moving accordingly. Let that group take that. And as you see behind us, there's going to be starting to be a little bit of a problem because we're going to run out of space because of the webs. Because the pools that the boss drops is there, and now we're going to start having problems with the webs. So we got to make sure that we started having, a little bit more condensed movements, let's say. So we end up moving that there. Is that 2%? 1, get it down. And I was super pumped to see this boss go down. I heard it was going to be a lot harder.